Hey everybody, Jeff with Defensive Shooting Skills here tonight. Sorry I haven't been able to get the videos out as quickly as I was hoping to. Just had a lot going on. Truck broke down over the weekend, had to get it going again. We've had multiple classes, private classes, group classes. It's been really busy. Hopefully this week I'll be able to get a couple of videos out. Hoping to do this one here and a couple others, looking at doing one on Thursday or Friday that's going to be why should you carry with the round in the chamber, or should you carry around firearm with the round in the chamber? So we're going to talk about that. This weekend's video is really going to be exciting. Mike Visser, who was with us on the dry fire practice drills, he's going to be back with us again, and we're going to talk about what happens if a round detonates outside of the chamber. How dangerous is it? So it's going to be pretty exciting. We're looking at shooting off multiple calibers just to see what they do. So stay tuned for that. Now, tonight I want to talk to you guys about the 3 ammunition malfunctions. The 3 malfunctions, which is going to be a misfire, an hangfire, and a squib load. Now, people also ask, what causes this? What happens to make these malfunctions take place? There's a lot of reasons, and we'll talk about those after we talk about the 3 malfunctions. So let's get involved and let's get in and break these down. A misfire. A misfire is this. Basically, you're shooting your firearm. Bang, 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 bang. Click, nothing happens. If you're in a target situation where you're just at the range shooting or shooting targets, things of that nature, what you need to do is keep your firearm pointed downrange in a safe direction for 30 seconds to a minute. 30 seconds to a minute. After that, you want to slap, rack, and roll. So you tap or slap the bottom of the magazine to make sure it's seated. You rack the slide back, roll it to its side to make sure that whatever round it is in there empties out. And then you put another round in and you continue to shoot. Now, if you're in a defensive situation, you're not going to have time to say to your attacker, excuse me, timeout. Can you wait for me to get another round in there? Can you wait 30 seconds? No, you're just going to slap the bottom of that magazine, rack that slide back, empty that round out, let that slide forward and continue to engage. Now, the reason you want to wait 30 seconds to a minute is you don't want to have a hang fire. A hang fire is this. You're shooting, bang, 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 click. You have a misfire. As you're holding it down range for 30 seconds to a minute, somewhere during that time, that round detonates. Now, I kind of compare it to a firecracker. I'm sure many of you have lit a fuse on a firecracker or a firework. That fuse starts to go. It gets about halfway down and then it just stops on its own. So you go to light it again, but before you can light it again, it takes back off. It is a delayed reaction. That is exactly the same thing that a hang fire is. Now, please don't be like some of these people. We've been to the range getting ready to shoot or been at the range shooting and have actually seen people go bang, 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 click, and turn the gun sideways and point it down at 4, 5, 6, 7 other people down the line. I saw this happen one time. I could not believe my eyes. I couldn't get words out. I had to watch it, was waiting to get on the range, and saw a person go bang, 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 click, and turn the gun and point it right back at their face like, hey, what's going on? Could you imagine? Click, bang, that gun goes off. Always keep that firearm pointed downrange and in a safe direction. Always in a safe direction. That is in the top 4 universal gun safety rules. That's number 2. Always keep that firearm in a safe direction. Now, with that being said, people say, what causes these misfires? What causes these hangfires? What causes these things? There's all kinds of things that could cause it. It could be bad ammunition. It wasn't stored correctly. It could be ammunition that was carried a lot. For concealed carry. It could be bad powder. It could be bad primers. It could be ammunition even from the factory, something happened. Or reloads, which is a big one that has a lot of these problems. So let's actually talk about that. Now, ammunition, if stored in a cool, dry place, will last forever. It'll last forever. But on our body, if we're concealed carrying, is not a cool, dry place. On our body is actually very hostile when it comes to ammunition. For a few reasons. One, the human body puts off moisture. We put off approximately 1 quart a day of moisture. We do it when we breathe, we sweat, things of that nature. Now, next, if we're carrying concealed and we're going down the road, we're hitting speed bumps, we're hitting potholes, we're going up and down steps, we're just moving around. So what happens is that powder in there, which is really not a powder, it's a grain, like a little grain of sand. It might be like a little disc. Now these grains in there, that grains of powder are grinding on themselves. They're sifting, kind of like when you sift flour or sift sugar. You take something very coarse and break it down to something very fine. Now, when that takes place, when that happens, you're liable to have one of these malfunctions. Not only that, but you get that moisture transfer. That moisture transfer comes through, and that turns that powder into a nice little brick. Another thing that could cause it is handling ammunition. Handling that ammunition a lot, you start to get that corrosion that takes place and goes through. Now, we tell people if you carry your ammunition used for carry, if you don't carry all the time, you should swap that ammunition out every year. Every year. Put it on your calendar. Put it on your birthday. Put it on your cell phone to remind you that every year to take that ammunition to the range, shoot it, and swap it out. Now, if you're like me, that I carry all the time, I actually have a rule, and that's ABC. Always be carrying. I carry 99.9% of the time. If I don't have a firearm on me, I've got one right next to me or somewhere close to me. Now, with that being said, my carry firearm, I take that to the range every 6 to 7 months and shoot it and then replace that ammunition so I don't have one of these malfunctions. Because the last thing you want is to be in a defensive situation or you're having to fend for your life and you have one of these malfunctions. That's why it's also important to practice the slap, rack, and roll. Get an extra magazine, get some dummy rounds, some snap caps, and practice that. Practice that. Dry fire practice. Continue these skills. Continue your training is the key to it. Another thing is ammunition could have been bad from the factory. You could have had a bad primer. You could have had bad ammunition. 22s are notorious for it. So let's think about that. The most common malfunction that you will have will be a misfire. They happen all the time. The second most common is the hangfire. And last but not least, but by far the most deadly, is the squib load. Now, squib load, you have to pay attention to the sound your gun makes. Remember that it could be a sound, bang, 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 pop, or it doesn't do anything. If that happens, you need to check that barrel. Make sure there's nothing stuck inside there. Now, don't go looking down through your barrel. What you want to do is field strip your firearm, take the barrel and look at it from behind, and make sure you don't have an obstruction. If you do have an obstruction, just take it over, take a wooden dowel or a gun cleaning rod, go through the front, and push that round out. Because the last thing you want to do is to go put another round in and go shoot and you have an obstruction in that barrel. You could have a catastrophic event. That gun could literally blow up in your hands. If you have a revolver, you got to squeeze that trigger again and you have another live round. So check it. Make sure you pay attention. Not only that, but when you eject that round, especially if you eject that round and there is no bullet on the end of that, or no projectile on the end of that casing, there's no bullet there, then you really need to double check that. So stay safe, guys. We'll see you at the range. God bless. Take care. If you like this video and want to see more, hit that subscribe button and then also hit the bell and click all. That notifies you any other videos and stuff that we have out. We appreciate you guys. We've been doing this for just over a month and we have just over just right at 800 subscribers. And we've had 4 of our videos go from 1,000 to 10 and 11,000 views. That's incredible, guys. Thank you very much. Now, when you watch these videos, make sure that you watch them all the way to the end because it helps our analytics and it helps us with our videos when it comes to staging. With that being said, guys, again, you guys have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful rest of your week. God bless. Stay safe. Help each other. Take care.